So, Jason, I have to tell you, the other day I got a call from Austin. Of course, he's right in the middle of, all the portal stuff. And he goes, I know one thing, I'm ready for this portal to close. It's been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
It's not going to make a difference. Still got players in there that will be in there.
Yeah, but once school starts, it really slows down. Like the visits slow down, the number of actual targets slow down. And then, I mean, I don't mind. It's just right now it's a bit much. A lot of phone calls. I'm going to leave here after the show's done and go see if I can interview 3 more defensive linemen.
Chase them down at hotels or restaurants.
Yeah, nothing like popping up like TMZ at the Hilton downtown. Hey,
it's fun for me.
All I know is the valet guys are pretty good to me down there. So, shout out to them.
By the way, Tony Jones, basketball aficionado who looks like a Hardin Valley assistant coach, is going to join us in a few minutes to talk basketball. But let's talk about where we are right now in the portal situation, because it's been kind of a mixed bag of some good news and some bad news for Tennessee. Good news on the defensive side, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good and bad. It's going to be a mix because you're not going to be able to get every single player you want because, you have to pick and choose who you want and be really careful about the money that you spend. But, defensively, it's been great for Tennessee. I mean, people have talked about Jim Knowles and, his system could be difficult. Yeah. What's better than going out and getting a safety, linebacker, and a couple of guys up front from that system that can come in, hit the ground running, and teach other players how to maneuver in that system, and the good players too. So I think it's been a great haul so far.
You have somebody at every level of the defense.
Yeah.
And I think that's pivotal as you try to teach this defense. And talking to some people over there, Amari Campbell, the linebacker, is a guy that just is super instinctive, super intelligent, and helps everybody around him. And so that I think was a huge get out of the portal. Obviously, Chaz Coleman is the one that's the flashy object, right? I mean, he's the edge guy that Ohio State wanted and LSU wanted and so on and so forth. To get him was big. And, we'll see where they go from here. Tennessee obviously had several defensive linemen in, this weekend, including, Qual Russo at Alabama, and then Big James Smith, who's really the bell cow, out of those two. I mean, he's a freak defensive tackle that, you're trying to land. They had a kid from LSU, defensive tackle. Same thing with a kid from Texas A&M. And so I got to talk to Mathis earlier tonight from LSU, and I mean, he's going to kind of go into decision mode. Does he want to take more visits? Does he not? This was the first visit for him. So is this enough to shut it down, or does he come out of the dead period because things are dead? It's weird. You've got a portal window for 2 weeks, but there's 3 days right here that's dead because of the coaches' convention. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hey, listen, I'm kind of glad because it slows things down for me. But that's something coming out Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week will be a thrill a minute. Plus junior days. We got a lot of 27s and 28 recruits coming in.
Plus, I mean, Lane Kiffin's posting pictures on social media of McGee-Tyson Airport. And,
I mean, listen.
He's a troll.
Lane's a good troll. Lane's a good troll. I laugh, all the people at LSU, Jason knows this. Jason texted me Friday and said, LSU people say you got a bad list, Frank. And what did I tell you? When you don't feel like you're getting a kid, all these coaches, he's a bad seed. He's got bad medical. This and that. Well, then all of a sudden, after all that, and it wasn't just, Jason's got LSU, our On 3 guy at LSU, a national guy, all told me the same song and dance. So that means they were pushing their spin, their narrative, right? All of a sudden,
we're talking about Levitt.
Yes, but about Levitt.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so. Sure enough, here comes Lane in here. He's over there at what used to be called TAC Air, now it's Signature. Flies in privately, goes over to the main terminal at McGee-Tyson to meet with Sam Levitt before he goes to Miami, thinking he's going to be able to slide back in, smooth talk him. He won't go to Miami. He went to Miami. He didn't commit coming out of Miami and is still having conversations with LSU, with Tennessee, with Miami, and who knows what else happens, right? Dylan Raiola is all of a sudden now predicted to potentially go to Oregon. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Again, Levitt to me is highest bidder. I think Tennessee was ready to be competitive, but I think Miami's throwing around just silly money. They've made other runs at Ty Simpson since he announced he was going pro, trying to get him to come back to college that are in the ridiculously stupid range, and Ty's still going to go pro. Having spoke with him earlier today, but this is something where they're uber aggressive with a lot of this. I don't think Tennessee's going to be willing to go there.
Well, that means Tennessee will have to go a different direction. And listen, I trust Josh Heupel when it comes to portal quarterbacks. I mean, I feel like he's been 3 for 3. I think this situation is a little bit different. But Heupel has had success bringing in guys, Hendon and Joe and Joe Aguilar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I trust him to go out there and get a quarterback that can run his offense. My biggest concern was what can we do with defensive guys? And we're doing a good job so far. I think Austin, mentioned a couple guys there in the defensive tackle position that Tennessee needs to get. But Heupel has proven that he can be trusted when it comes to quarterback from the portal.
Well, Tennessee also is as important as defensive linemen are. For this roster, safety is super important. They also got DeJuan Lane yesterday, the safety from Penn State. They had TJ Metcalf, the all Big Ten safety from Michigan, in yesterday as well. That's trending the right direction. Not across the finish line, but it's certainly, I would call it, in the red zone, right? I mean, like, this is trending in the right direction with TJ Metcalf. So Tennessee's got to land, at least, to me, one more corner. Aaron Scott, Ohio State DB, set to be in here on Thursday. Tennessee's got a couple other DBs potentially in mind. And then, we'll see where things go from there with a couple other positions.
Can I ask you the next, choice at quarterback?
They had Prabula in here, and I've butchered his name all weekend. So
That sounds about right.
So I'm kind of rooting against just so I don't have to learn it.
That's an easy one. It's not.
Yeah, but Prabula. I mean, like, so many people butcher it, then it all of a sudden gets in your mind, then you start butchering it. Like, it's.
We'll ask him when the time comes, if it comes. We'll ask him.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see. Like, he went on to Virginia to visit the Cavaliers after he left here. Tennessee, I think informed him like they're kind of in wait and see mode, obviously with Sam Leavitt, and then to see what happens with Joey, right? Like, in a perfect world, Joey wins his appeal.
Yeah. Then there's that.
Then there's that, right? So, who knows what? I
don't know a time frame.
Yeah, you don't know a time frame. There's a hearing tomorrow on it. What's that a hearing on? Is that a decision? Is that, hey, we'll now try to rule on this in the next 2 weeks? Like, what do you learn coming out of that hearing tomorrow? And obviously, like, if Joey wins his appeal, then he's back, if he wants to be back, right? So that's the direction they would go if he were to win it.
So you're saying the Leavitt thing's probably, Miami's probably going to be the winner.
I think that it still boils down to money. And
Is it all money?
But he's not done anything to this point, right?
Is it all money with him?
It certainly feels that way.
Okay.
It certainly feels
Which
that
I get.
way.
I mean, whatever. Okay, by the way, there's a graphic that our friends at WVLT put up, which I saw, and I said, hey, you know what? That's a cool graphic to show. So Tony Budnick, our illustrious producer, pulled this, and this is a graphic of where they've gone. Okay, where they've gone. Tennessee players that hit the portal. And
here we go. Boo Carter, stunned, shocked, flabbergasted, floored. He went to Colorado. William Satterwhite, we'll see if can he win the starting center job at LSU. Otherwise, he could be in the same predicament he was in here. Jaden Lofton, I'm kind of surprised by Wisconsin there. Lance Hurd, definitely surprised by Kentucky, but he was again wanted to go to highest bidder. Apparently, they were the highest bidder. Jordan Ross, not shocked. That's a good get for LSU. Ricky Gibson, good get for Texas A&M. Max Gilbert wanted to go to Ohio State, but Ohio State, after the performance in the Music City Bowl, said, no, we're going to go in a different direction. UCLA, he was on a visit to UCLA, and he had signed with Arkansas. And then he ended up going to Arkansas. That's the next one. Oh, it's Max Anderson. Sorry, I'm just blind.
Bob Hokel, sorry.
Kentucky, good get for them. Peyton Lewis at Virginia, is one. And Bennett Warren to Minnesota really was surprising.
Anything
me.
jump out and grab you on that thing?
No, I mean, Tennessee lost a really good, talented player in Ross, but, just wasn't productive enough to warrant the money I'm sure he was asking for. And then Tennessee was able to go out and get Chaz Coleman.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I'm glad Boo Carter's at Colorado, not Vanderbilt?
I'm just glad Boo Carter's not here.
I understand that, but you know what I'm saying.
Vanderbilt offered him $120,000. So Boo found out real hard. His market was much lower than it was a year ago. Well, I'm told in the twos. But, you have to understand what he made here last year, so that's down. I will say this. You talk about Jordan Ross. Both he and Caleb Herring, they combined for 37 tackles last year.
Yeah.
That's not exactly like this unbelievable performance. Now, again, they're betting on the upside, right? They're betting on potential at LSU and wherever Herring goes. Herring, Texas, Miami, and maybe Clemson, depending on I think he's going to, if he doesn't commit to Miami in the next couple of days, expect him to visit Clemson coming out of the dead period.
Okay. Tony Jones is going to join us next. We'll talk about Tennessee basketball team, a little bit of good.
Let's get motivated, stimulated, invigorated with T. Jones.
They were not invigorated Saturday. We'll talk about that next in the Food City Locker Room, brought to you by Garza Law.
They were.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Come see us today at either Ted Russell Ford location, Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
Hi, I'm Laura Ash. I'm a State Farm agent here in West Knoxville. I love to serve all of East Tennessee for all of your home, car, life, and business insurance. If you need anything insurance related, give us a call at 675-0888.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Wilco is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
I know you're super busy right now, but I ordered some ribeyes and a few other things for curbside pickup at Food City. Can you grab it on your way home?
Sure thing, hon. Gotta run. Wait, did you get some of those twice baked potatoes? Okay, love ya. Really gotta run.
Got a lot going on? Let the professional shoppers do the work for you. Just set a pickup time and your groceries will be ready. Try curbside pickup at Food City today.
Oh, sorry. We need dog food, too.
Keep Food City in mind as your tailgating headquarters. By the way, congratulations to Kevin Stafford, who's been at Food City as head of marketing for years, and he has been promoted up through the system at Food City. So an official congratulations to Kevin Stafford from Food City, your tailgating headquarters. Mark Packer along with Austin Price, Jason Swain, T. Jones live. Tony Jones is in the house down there, former associate head basketball coach at Tennessee, and now, what are you at Johnson?
Associate head coach at Johnson University.
Johnson University. Well, let's talk about...
And a special ed teacher at Lonsdale Elementary School.
Okay. I'm glad we got that in there. So, a big win over Texas. But what happened towards the end of the first half against Florida on Saturday?
Big win over Texas.
Yeah.
Jacoby scored 34 points in that game. He was unbelievable. They needed that game. To come back to lay an egg on Saturday in Gainesville is disturbing. You could see Rick Barnes' mannerisms on the bench, and he continued to shake his head. He didn't know what was going on. He thought he had his team prepared to play, but they weren't prepared to play.
Yeah.
And obviously, the score was 26-26, and that 15-2 run at the end of the first half, it was over. It was over after that.
Well, it's tough to score, it seems like. I mean, besides Gillespie, who's making the ball from the outside, who can shoot it consistently, you feel good about. Big men offensively just could not get going. The length from Florida definitely disrupted Tennessee. And what was really surprising, Tennessee's the best offensive rebounding team in the country going into that game, but Florida was the best offensive rebounding team in that game, and they dominated the glass. So that was just shocking. It just felt like Florida was always a step early, and Tennessee was kind of timid and just waiting to counter what Florida was doing instead of throwing the first punch.
They had the best perimeter player on the floor on yesterday, and they had the best post player on the floor yesterday. In Boogie Flame, he took over the game. I mean, when he knocked down that three, and then he stripped Jacoby, and then went down and laid it up. And then towards the end of the half, he bogarted his way through three guys and laid the ball up. And we were never headed then. And then Ruben Chinyulu, whatever his name is.
Beast.
I mean, 16 and 17 or 17 and 16, one or the other. He was dominant.
17 of 16, that's impressive.
I mean, when T. Jones said he stripped, I mean, I just like, whoa, whoa. I mean, it does get hot, as Bruce would tell you, at the O-Dome. But I mean, still. I mean, listen, Tennessee, winning on the road is hard. Look at Arkansas. Arkansas has been awesome. They go on the road to Auburn and just get dismantled.
Yeah.
Again, winning on the road is hard. So if you had told me how this season was going to go, not surprised that they're 1-2 in SEC play based off how they were playing, right? But they're going to have to win some of these road games that are gettable, right? Going into Arkansas is a tough place to play. Going into Florida, tough place to play, just like it is at Auburn.
Right.
But when you go on the road to, an Ole Miss or Missouri, some of those places, like you have to win those kind of games, and you got to take care of business at home. You can't cough up games at home. Home is where you have to excel, and then you got to just win just enough on the road heading into postseason play.
We need a little bit more perimeter scoring.
But they might have that all year, though.
But look at this. 2 years ago, we had Dalton Connect and Gainey. Last year, we had Chaz Lanier and Gainey. And you had a pit bull in there and Zakai Ziegler.
This year we got Jacoby and Jacoby.
and Jacoby. We need enough. Well, Bruce used to always say, Tone, we can't trade anyone. We can't bring nobody up from the G League. This is who we got. So this capable coaching staff just got to scheme a little bit better to get, what some of the players do well to get that productivity offensively.
I just think that they're not getting enough from Abram. I thought he could be that guy that knocks down 2 to 4 threes a game that helps them. They're not getting anything from Ethan Berg.
Yeah.
And I thought going into the season early on. Now, again, I think probably part of me looked at him and said, he's played professionally over in Israel. He looks like he's 35 with a receding hairline. He's going to have a moxiness to him, and he's going to be able to do. They're not getting anything from those guys. Ament needs to stay 17 foot in. I know he can make a three, but he don't make the threes.
Right.
So he doesn't need to still sit out there and shoot them. Honestly, I would feel more comfortable with Estrella shooting a three than Ament right now, just based off percentages. Yeah. So I mean, they have to.
Right there, man.
They have to get more, as Tony is saying, out of outside shooting. Right now, it really is Jacoby, and Jacoby.
And it's tough when you don't make shots from the outside because there's no driving lanes available.
Yep.
And so now they clog the paint and they say, hey, all right, go ahead and shoot it, and then they just rebound all day long. You'll be able to run the other way. So I mean, you got to try to get Ament going early. I thought that was a good recipe. To get him going early, but he can't be the only one along with him and Gillespie. You got to find a way to make some outside shots and get the ball into the paint, and guys be able to finish around the rim a little bit better too.
So here you are, hang on, 1-2 in conference play. We'll talk about the week ahead. What are the games coming up? Are they must-win games? I mean, the further you get along and the record's below 500 in SEC play, they become that way, and we'll talk about that next.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Come see us today at either Ted Russell Ford location, Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
This water makes my hair so dry and brittle.
AquaClear can fix that.
Jeez, I hate the way my water smells.
AquaClear can fix that.
No matter how much lotion I use, my skin is always so dry.
AquaClear can fix that.
I had a very complicating civil rights case. In 2018, I was assaulted. Other law firms that I had contacted, they were denying my request, but Garza Law firm represented me. They even had private investigators flown all the way to where I lived at in Michigan to sit down and speak with me. I feel like the time they set aside for me is more meaningful than any dollar sign that I could receive.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Okay, week ahead. You're 1-2 in conference play. You got 2 games at home. Texas A&M on Tuesday, Kentucky on Saturday. Must wins?
Yes, you have to take care of home. You have to win every home game. You have to win every home game.
Well, every game is a must win, but I see what you're trying to say. I mean, A&M team, new coach. They're going to shoot a ton of threes. They're going to get up and down the court. I mean, you got to take care of the basketball. You got to show your physicality, get back to doing that. And then Kentucky, I don't care what you saw from Kentucky this year, good or bad, you have to expect the best Kentucky.
Yep.
I mean, that roster's still loaded, a lot of talent. They spent a lot of money on it. You have to expect Kentucky's best.
Pivotal. Have to win both of them. Have to win all your home games.
Pivotal.
And you got to try and split those road games. It's not as tough as conference as it was last year.
No.
It's just not. Right now, Tennessee is in 8th place. You got a boatload of people ahead of them. Let's hope they finish in the first division and make the NCAA tournament.
Yes, I think it's still too early to even talk. I think get me to February 1st, and then we'll figure out kind of like where we start trying to peg them for seeding and all that stuff. I'm still under the assumption this team can be a really good team, but they've got to figure it out. And you got about 2 weeks to kind of do that for me. Like if where you are February 1st starts telling me a lot about where you are as a team. You've got to continue to build on that.
You got back-to-back games at home this coming week with A&M and Kentucky. Then you get 2 on the road, and the first one is at Alabama.
And Coleman Coliseum has been a disaster place for Tennessee. Now, they've won down there a few times in recent years. They have won a couple of games down there. But for a long stretch, man, they just did not win down there.
Alabama's struggling. They lose to Texas yesterday at home, and they done playing really well. And Nate Oates is really being very critical of his team. And sometimes when you're very critical of young people, they'll quit on you.
Who's the other one next week? Who's the other road game?
You've got at Alabama and at Georgia.
Georgia, high scoring team. They no longer have the awful disco ball above the floor like they used to back in the day. That's a good basketball team. Mike White's team down there is a really good basketball team. Yes, it was, as Jason said, they're all must wins. But this week you better win these 2, because next week you could easily flip it and lose both.
Yeah.
If you can win these 2 and split next week, you'd be really happy with where you're at. 4-3 in the league at that point.
Texas A&M 3-0. They go down to the Plains and beat Auburn in a kind of controversial ending to that game. I think everyone saw it.
What did you think? Did you think it should have counted?
He didn't get the shot off.
I thought it was still in his hand. I thought it was just by a fraction. And
it's because you hate Steve.
But they went down in a tough place and they won. And they 3-0. They're in the top of the conference. It'd be a great win if Tennessee can knock them off on Tuesday.
What adjustments does Tennessee have to make? You talk about being creative as a coaching staff. How do you do that when you've only got one guy who's hitting your outside shots? How do you adjust the whole way you're coaching your team?
First of all, you got to get more possessions, valued possessions. We're turning the ball over. We having live ball turnovers. And live ball turnovers is when you're getting stripped, you're making bad passes, and they off to the races down to the other end. If you throw it out of bounds or you get a charge, those dead ball turnovers, and we still can come down and play defense. But the live ball turnovers is very problematic. They have to fix that. 18 turnovers yesterday, and Florida scored over 20 points off of those turnovers.
Jacoby getting the ball just taken from him a couple of times. Yeah. That just can't happen. Like I'm with Tony. You can turn it over, but it's because every team does. But it's where you turn it over, and how does that set up an easy, flip, fast break going the other direction, which is having too much.
Tennessee basketball team 11-5 right now, 1-2 in conference play. Let's catch our last break. When we come back, we'll talk about keys to victory in 2 key home games coming up this week.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joel Ash, a Knoxville native and the owner of Ash Chiropractic and Wellness. We would like to help you on every step along your health journey, whether that's chiropractic care, soft tissue work, or diet and exercise help. I'm located in the Renaissance Plaza, and you can give me a call at 865-671-1000.
Hi, I'm Matt Marshall with Exterior Home Solutions.
Hi, I'm Dustin Woodson, also with Exterior Home Solutions.
We are now easier than ever to find, right off of I-75 and Merchants Road.
It's a new location, but the same trusted expertise in roofing and siding that you've come to trust over the past 25 years.
Local quality craftsmanship, licensed and insured.
For the best and most trusted name in roofing and siding, scan the QR code on your screen.
Exterior Home Solutions, when it has to be the best.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
I was coming home, I had a flat tire. The local authorities proceeded to ask me some questions, and then that led to my arrest. There were some facts that needed to be presented that could help me with my case. I was exonerated. I would contribute that to Mr. Garza and his staff's efforts. He assured me that he would do all within his power to assist me in seeing this through.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Speaking of Garza Law, wherever you are across the great state of Tennessee, Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm can help you out. Why hire an out-of-state lawyer to handle your in-state issues? Visit GarzaLaw.com. Get the help you need whenever challenges come your way. A couple of key games this week, Texas A&M and Kentucky both at home. Let's get started with Jason Swain. Keys to victory.
Yeah, I think Tennessee needs to protect the three-pointer. A&M did a really good job at Auburn shooting the basketball. Got to value the basketball. My goodness, the turnovers killed Tennessee against Florida. And then post-offensive production, you got to find a way to get guys in the paint scoring. If the ball is able to be thrown in and thrown back out for three-point shots and open shots, that's awesome, that's great. But got to get the ball to the paint and let guys go up and make some plays in the paint.
T. Jones Live, you're
Hey, great minds think alike. We got to fix the turnover issue. And it is an issue. It's an issue because opponents are scoring off of those turnovers. We got to find a consistent fifth scorer. You know, we got Jacoby, we got Nate, we got Jalen Carey, and J.P. Estrella is scoring 10 points a game. But who is that fifth guy? Felix, come on, step up. Abrams, step up. One of those guys got to step up, and they got to contain Rashad Agee and Ruben Dominguez. I mean, Agee is a double-double guy, and Dominguez is Texas A&M winning scorer. And obviously, we talked about it earlier. Texas A&M went down to Auburn and won. It's going to be a tough contest.
I agree with everything they just said. There you go. You know,
I pointed at you, and you just looked at me like,
no,
I got to go chase down players in the portal in football.
Well, I do, but I mean, like, I agree with everything they just said. Again, this is a must-win week, not game week. You're going to win them both because you didn't see what you figured out. You're right about the turnovers. It starts at home. You shouldn't turn the ball over as much
5 seconds.
in a less hostile environment. Maybe it'll help you when you get to a hostile environment.
Yes, sir.
Big week. We'll see you next week.